Where are they?
They're probably upstairs.
They never answer the door. Oh, wait. It's Monday night.
They're on the second floor.
Hey guys, welcome back to Second Floor Sessions. We have brought the Sonian back again.
Burners.
He's back.
We have got questions for him that are actually untold stories that I realized, hey, we never even touched on that, but he mentioned it, that we're going to bring back up again and ask him to tell us. He claims he's got some things to say to us or questions to ask us, so we'll see how that goes, and interested to see what that is. Stephen Smith, the Sonian, is here.
Right. Hey, let me break this all the way. You know, the new studio.
Yeah, what do you think about this?
I love it. I was the future of this show when you started doing guests. I was the first guest. Well, tonight we're going back to the future, baby.
I love
Back
it.
to the future.
I love
So
it.
thank you for having me back.
Yes,
It's
sir.
time. Iceman, what's up?
For the listeners, he's got a Back to the Future shirt on.
Yeah.
That's not watching.
Well, I hope they can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
It
You
is.
like it?
It's a classic.
Well, you
So
know-
in the last podcast, he said he had 10 minutes
Yes.
in Brazil.
Yes.
10 minutes in Brazil, and we just
I
passed
mean, it's
this
like
up
one of those things where
and forgot about it. So here we go.
bar talk, house talk, any type of conversation where something comes up and you know, leave it to this guy, right? To just kind of step in and go, well, hold on, have you ever heard of this? And these are just the facts. There's no sugarcoating anything. When I tell you I went to Brazil for 10 minutes, I went to Brazil for 10 minutes. And we originally was going to do a missionary trip. And my church, you know, kind of fell in line with doing something like this. So this is like our first missionary trip. You know what I mean? And it took a full year to get prepared and ready for this. So the time comes, it doesn't matter. I'm a few months out of high school, maybe getting ready to graduate, nevertheless. The time comes, I had never in my life flown on an airplane. And in 2 days' time, I flew 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
So we leave out of McGee-Tyson. We go McGee-Tyson to what I want to say. And I think maybe you said this or something. Everything's an extended. You just don't really go to McGee-Tyson, which is
No,
not
that was Kevin.
Phil.
That was Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin was talking about
Okay, yes.
the
Well,
flight.
you've got one-way flights, but it's not. You're not going to go
Correct.
far with
Correct.
An airport. the size of
Everything's a
McGee-Tyson.
connected
yeah,
flight.
connect,
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kev, I ain't flown like you, baby. Let me tell you something. I did 7 plane trips in about a 48-hour span. And it was,
That's crazy.
yeah, especially for someone that's never flown before.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. When we leave out of McGee-Tyson, Knoxville, wherever we connected to, we had to be in Miami. And when you fly out of Miami, it's passport-wise. So we had to
You were
go-
probably going Charlotte or Dallas. Would be my guess. I mean, it sounds
You know,
stupid. but-
no, it doesn't.
Oh, it might have been Atlanta. You
It
you
was.
probably were going to
I
Atlanta.
think it is Atlanta.
Yeah, you were probably going to Atlanta.
We ended up everywhere.
Anyway,
Yeah, and I remember leaving out of Miami. That's a passport place. You really, like, if you're, let's say, we go from Knoxville to Charlotte, North Carolina. You don't need your passport for
No,
that.
right.
We don't do
Yeah.
that. But when you leave from Miami to
Wherever
a foreign
out of-
country
yeah.
or you're going over at water, that's
Yeah.
passport. Oh,
Right.
you got to have your passport
right?
Oh,
to
yeah.
get on, period.
Yeah.
All right. When we get on the
You're
plane.
flying international.
Correct. You get on the plane, it's an 8-hour flight. This is my first big boy trip. You know, they've got the big screen in there. It shows the dot the whole time. This is an 8-hour flight. And the last hour and 15 minutes of the flight is a descent, balance, catch your waves, get ready, landing gear, all that. Cabin lights flip on, finally. About 7.5 hours in. And then they pass out paperwork. And eventually, I'm like, okay, when you fill this certain things out, there's this little line at the bottom. That's where your passport number goes. So, all right, I need to find my passport. Then the whole downtime, whatever, as we're landing, plane comes to a stop. I can't find my passport. But you have to have it to get on the plane. So this leads into, this is a Friday night, by the way, landing in Brazil. And for the next 10 minutes, I mean, if we're going to get super technical, okay, I did 25 minutes. But what was the 10 was the simple fact that we could not find the passport. I held the plane up. I went back onto the plane. I looked under every seat, every crack, crevice, everything I could think through, was dumping all my CDs out. Everything I could do, I could not. And they were playing 0 games. There was a taped off square on the airport floor. I had to stand in it. Guards were around me with ARs. And it was no joke. There was nothing to be figured out. There was nothing to talk about. You get back on that plane. You cannot stay here. Yeah. This is Friday night in Brazil. The next returning plane to the United States is Monday morning. They don't care about that. Get back on the plane. That plane is going 2 hours further into the country down to Bolivia. Yep. And I'm just telling you. So my stepfather at the time looks at me and goes, "Can you go by yourself?" And I was like, "No, I cannot go by myself. You're coming with me." Can I go by myself? I guess kind of know what I know now. I probably could have. But I mean, I'm in tears, crying, almost hysterically beg. Mm-hmm. But you quickly find out none of that matters or cares.
It's not going to work.
It's not about the age or anything, but you would honestly think as a young kid there would maybe, but just from a custom country.
How old were you?
18.
Okay, well, not a young kid. Yeah. An old kid, actually.
But the plane's coming into Bolivia. This is 2 more hours down into the country.
Right.
Okay. I just came off an 8-hour plane trip. And my stepdad's over there just stressed out, worrying this and that. We get our bags. They had busted into our bags and took our $200 a piece out of the bags. When we land in Bolivia, which I think the sun was probably coming up that morning. By the time
they took that money and confiscated it?
No. Someone at one of the stops or something had already gotten into our bags and took the money out.
Oh.
Yeah, I packed my money. You know, I'm 18. Like, I know how to pack.
Okay.
It wasn't a carry-on situation.
I got you. So someone storing the luggage had gotten your money.
There we go.
Okay, I got you.
Do I know that for sure? That's just what I'm going to blame it on. It wasn't there. I knew where that money was and how to get to it. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
So when we land in Bolivia, now at this point, my 10 minutes in Brazil's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bye, Brazil. Mm-hmm. That was, I'm out of there. Mm-hmm. That was a 10 to 20 minute window. It's over. Get to Bolivia, and there's nothing you can read, understand, or know. There's no signs. A payphone looks like a...
Yeah, it's all Spanish.
It's just crazy. And I'm telling you, somehow, some way, we get to end up talking to the president of the airport.
Okay.
And I remember while we were sitting there waiting to talk to him, given our situation, they knew 2 Americans were coming with
nothing.
Well, my stepdad has his passport, so that helps tremendously in this situation. Mm-hmm. The problem is me. I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Dude. I just remember waiting in a little room like this and How High was playing on the TV. The Method Man, Redman, and them. He finally comes in and talks with us, and whatever unfolded to be, he got us on the next plane out of there, comped our tickets. We had no money, so it didn't matter. It just really didn't matter. And
golly.
From that time on, I think we went into Ohio, up to Washington, D.C. I remember when we got to Washington, D.C., the NBA Finals was going on, and Kobe and the Pistons. The Lakers were playing the Pistons. Kobe hit this crazy overtime shot, and this is the 18-year-old coming out of me. We're in the hotel room. Kobe hits the shot, and I'm like, yeah! And that was like one of the first moments where I was like, probably shouldn't be fired up celebrating right now. You know what I mean? Stepdad's not really feeling this trip like that. This ain't a... Go, Kobe, go.
So when you got back, I can't believe they're flying you all over the place. I can't believe you didn't
That's why
land
you
in an
had.
airport.
Well, that's why you had
and
7.
Off you
That's
go.
the cheapest flight to get back home. You've got
For
you've got
them, though.
four or
They're
5
put- they're
different
waiting
flights.
on
We're not
op-
paying for it.
They're waiting on open seats, and that's where you're going.
That's why you got 7
I
flights
got
in
you.
48 hours.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so end up back in the United States,
Yeah.
flying all over the
Did
place.
you ever
Mom.
find your passport?
No, to this day, negative. To this day, negative.
But you did
But
have
someone had to have stolen that. Oh, you can't go through the terminal hall. You know, that's the last thing
Yeah,
you
if
do
you're-
leaving a Miami international
Yeah.
flight. Yeah, that bad boy's up here like this. There you go.
Mhm.
Your next steps are onto the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if I drop it or whatever, I know more about it now. And then that was a different time. Maybe someone found it and went complete stolen identity or built it. Who knows? Maybe there's a Wildersonian out there now just living the dream. But no, I never found it. And it was just a crazy experience because, you know, I'm 18.
So have you ever went back out of the country since?
No, not out of the. Yes. Yeah, I've got 37
Oh,
days
that's
at
right.
sea.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that don't count.
Well,
37 days at sea. Is that like? Are you totaling up cruises? Is that what you're doing there? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you spent like 37 days out at sea. It's pretty long.
No. But no, it's like fun days at sea.
Yeah.
But still, no. I mean, oddly enough, back to Brazil, one of the ports and stuff like that. But there are still stops and places you go. Anybody watching or listening that knows anything about cruises, you got to play the passport game there too,
Mhm.
or strictly birth certificate. You
Yeah.
can play that through Carnival.
Yeah. We got our passports. We
But
don't.
nevertheless, it was just a super crazy experience, and of course, Mom was furious. And I got hit with you're just thinking about that girlfriend of yours. That's all that's on your mind, this and that. And I just thought, my God, that is not what this is. That's the last thing this is. Then I got a little older, and I thought, well, it might be right. You know, it could be true. That could very well be true. So
I just don't even understand where it could have went.
I don't either, man. I don't either. But let me tell you, that's, you know, to
Did you
flash
not-
to this moment here, you've got that 10-minute window where you're begging, crying. You know, you think I'm having snot issues right now, buddy. we were slinging it on the airport floor. Okay? And I'm just telling you, like, where could it have went? One of y'all got it at this point.
Mhm.
Quit playing this game on me.
Right.
Did you not have a carry-on? You didn't take anything?
No, I think
carry-on?
everything was just in one bag.
I learned
Dude,
a
I learned
long time ago, man, your best bet is to put a backpack on. That is your best bet. I've flown a lot
I
without
agree.
it, and
I didn't know it
nowadays,
now.
everything, I put an extra change of clothes in my bag, my phone charger, my phone, my wallet, my passport,
Yeah.
anything extra I want to make sure that it's going to be at my destination is in that bag.
Right.
In case my other bag's
Something
lost,
happens,
I've got at least a start. You know,
No, I get
so
it.
So, real quick, I remember what you said when you got off. I mean, this guy's got, how many cruises have you went on? I mean, you said 37 days at sea.
Yeah, and it
So
breaks
that's
down.
a lot. That's a lot of cruises.
yeah.
Yeah.
You went on one cruise,
A short cruise. on a
and you
small
said
boat.
it would take you forever to forget how bad it was.
Right. Right.
I
thought
absolutely
you had a
loved
look.
it.
I thought you
absolutely
had a
loved
weird
the
reaction
cruise.
when I said that. Like, it don't count. Shoot, yeah, it does, man.
well, no, my reaction to your 37 days at sea, I thought you were fixing to say
oh, I
that
know,
you were
yeah.
fishing with Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
You know,
That way, my boy.
Yeah.
That's where we'll
Yeah.
find the shrimp.
yeah, you and Lieutenant Dan were out there
Yeah.
on a
So
real shrimp fishing boat.
What happened there that you didn't like it? Because I absolutely loved, and it was Carnival that
So-
you went
And
on.
then I'll
right?
piggyback after he.
It
answers.
was so. I'll say this: it was our first cruise.
Mhm.
Okay, we didn't want to go crazy long. We didn't want to, and we have our hand is forced. We didn't want to take our kids on the first cruise we went on. We didn't know.
You did go kid free.
We did.
Okay, that's.
We
cool.
didn't know what it was going to be like. We didn't want to take
Right.
the kids without knowing. And we had, we don't have, it's not like I can throw the kids up somewhere. Now, Megan's mom is really good about helping and taking care of them, but at the same time, we don't want to burn all that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So we
burn
go
her out either.
Right. So we
Yeah.
went short. We went on like a 3-day cruise, whatever. Right. So I didn't know how we'd like it. We had to get back quick for the kids. Blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So that is probably a
that.
downfall because of a
Yeah.
smaller boat.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Okay,
it was a
okay.
smaller boat. It was an older boat.
That's a lot going on for just 3 days. Like there's a lot of line waiting and
I thought so. Here's my take on it. I really wanted to go Royal, and originally we were going to, but the Royal Caribbean cruise, maybe it was a 4-day cruise we went on. I think the Royal was going to be a 3-day cruise instead, and it was less time, more money, and we had friends going on this cruise.
that wins every time.
So it won, and that's
I
the
get
one we
that.
went on. Ultimately, I want to do a Royal cruise too. I want to see what those
Okay,
boats are like.
okay.
I do want to do that.
the new
what,
ones are crazy.
what I said to you about the whole, it took me a long time to figure out how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
Was you and other people asking, are y'all going to do it again? What'd you think about? Would you do it again or something like that? And it's like, I'm sure we will, but it's going to have to be far enough removed from our memory to forget how
Bad it actually
we
was.
didn't really like. And I'm not going to say it was bad. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't our cup of tea.
Right.
I mean,
I get that.
I don't like. I mean, I don't care to sit around and hang out and whatever else, but I'm like, there's more to me nowadays than just wanting to sit around and drink.
I get
So
that.
that doesn't
Yeah.
entertain me.
Oh, God.
I actually probably the best times we had was maybe at the comedy shows.
Oh, the comedy shows are amazing.
That was probably the best times we had.
Karaoke and comedy.
Karaoke's awesome.
Yeah.
So the karaoke on this boat was really super crowded, and they're in there. Anyway.
I kind of feel like a 3-day, maybe these people that are extremely rough and don't really have the money
Exactly.
to go. That might
Exactly.
that might be the difference because
Exactly.
that's the difference. See, I've always went on a 5,
like
6, 7
You've
days.
got to get out, and you've
And-
got to.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
Settle in
it's
almost.
facts. It's facts.
Yeah, because they can't afford, not saying anything bad, but they can't afford a 5, 6, 7 day cruise, and then you're going with these people that are just
wilding
counting the
out.
counting
They
the-
are
yeah.
wilding out.
Yeah,
Yes.
counting the pennies to get to go
Absolutely.
and party
So,
for the next 3 days.
I think you are 100% right. That
is
was
really
one of
good.
That makes it just
that
I
was
could see
one of
that.
our arguments to it. Was like we need to do 2 things. We need to go on a longer cruise. We need to go on a big boat instead of a small. Honest to God, I didn't feel like there was anything to do.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "What do you mean? There's so much to do."
There was. I mean, I know what
There's
you're saying,
there's
though.
like 2 water slides at the back of it. I'm 30-something years old. I ain't running out to go down water slides. You know what I mean? There's pools. There's hot tubs. Yeah,
I
loaded
didn't
with
mess
freaking
around in the
sardines
pool.
with people
Yeah.
in them.
No, I didn't. play
So
in the
I'm
pool.
like, not getting in, not dealing with all that nonsense. So it was literally the best time I had was dinners.
Well, those are really good. On the flip side, so you loved your first one.
I loved all the ones I went on. Yeah, I went on 3.
My first one changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
But now, respectfully, I wasn't married at the time, and every penny I took, I spent on alcohol, and it was a 7-day trip, and
Yeah.
it was insane.
Yeah, see,
I mean, it was crazy.
rewind, 15 years ago in my life,
I couldn't wait.
that's me.
No, I
That's
yeah, I
me.
get
15
that.
years
I
ago in
like
my
that.
life, that's probably me.
Mhm.
Fast forward to today,
That ain't
Yeah. that's
I literally
It's not what
remember
I'm
being
after.
like, "Oh my gosh, what do I need to do to get back on that boat, and how long until I get back on that boat?" And then when I got back home down here, I remember the cabin just rocking,
that's
like
that's
walking. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
yeah. So that's one thing that really burdened us was, you spend X amount of time getting your sea legs, and then you got to get your land legs back.
Oh yeah, of course.
So for me, it took me a couple days. I wasn't moving anymore.
Right?
Megan, almost like a month.
That's wild.
It was
though.
bad.
I didn't get motion.
Like she's
sickness
like
or
I'm
anything.
no, we didn't either on the boat. We
Yeah.
were fine. It was afterwards when you're standing on land and everything's still moving that messed her up.
I do think. How am I trying to say this? If you think you can just go into a cruise and this is just like gonna, you quickly find out, like when you get on the boat, that, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this, or this. Versus like, okay, now I'm going on my third cruise, and you know by this point you can bring your own free 12-pack of any sodas you want.
Yeah.
Bring you some waters and just things along those lines. Pay the extra money for the balcony.
Yeah.
Just things like that, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, we researched, we talked to people, we did our due diligence to make sure we did the things that we would like to do on it, you know. And I will say, you know, I love a casino.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love a casino. It's so fun to do that. It's not fun to lose.
No.
And you're not in there very long if you are.
Yeah.
But if you can play freaking penny slots and small bets and win a bunch of money and just you can make $20 go all night, those are the best nights. I don't care if I ain't making $1 million. You know what I mean?
I had an
It's just
awesome
fun.
time.
Or
at a
winning
casino.
all kinds. But that's the thing.
I
That's
just like-
another
I
problem
honestly
for
like
me.
Just watching people too.
No,
Man,
I love
I
watching.
See,
get that.
that is another problem for me. I've been in almost every casino in Vegas.
I wanna go out there.
Not every. Let's say all your big go down the main strip and see all the popular ones.
Right.
I've been in all of them. You know, I've walked through them. Maybe I've gambled in them. Maybe I've just passed through them just because I'm looking at them, sightseeing or whatever. And then to get on the smallest boat that Carnival has,
that's
and
a good
it
point.
being this big and so crowded, I'm
That's
like,
a good point. I like
eh.
that.
And plus, I didn't do good either. I didn't do good at
that
all.
really matters.
I won 100 out of a claw machine though, and picked it
I played
up.
the claw machine a bunch when I went.
It's fun, man. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like,
If you're used to like real deal casinos, big
Right,
boy
I-
places,
I am.
and then you stumble up on that one on the boat.
Carnival.
yeah,
Actually, that's a really
yeah.
good point,
So that's
though.
another thing. I'm like, I get on there and I'm like, oh yeah, heck, freaking casino. And then you're like, oh, you can't go and you can't gamble. It's not open until you get international
Right.
waters. You
I
know. And I'm like,
then it don't matter.
and yeah,
War's
and then
war.
it opens, and then that's where everybody goes, and it's like, okay, can't get in the pool,
The
gotta
blackjack
wait
tables
on
are
turns,
full,
gotta
right.
wait on turns to get in the casino. If you get a good machine,
But
probably
to
not.
his point too, like the 3 versus 7 day stuff, you know, it's an awesome point because like day 3 is when everything starts settling down and people start
Yeah, mellowing
minding
out.
their business into
yeah.
their own rooms and settling
Yeah,
in. And
where
now
everything.
the casino's old news. We've been on the boat 4 days. You know what I mean? And then the Bows of the world get to come in and pick their table the rest of the week. And
Yeah.
I just had such a routine when I love it.
I want to do it again, and I would, you know, and I really hope when we do it again, Megan can be better. I'm thinking, and I don't know, I may be totally freaking wrong about this. I asked so many people, even on that boat, you know, like it seemed pretty dang rough to us.
Sure.
You know, because everybody I've talked to through the years, oh, you don't even know you're on the water. It's like a floating city, you know. And you
Yeah,
hear
but you
all this
can't.
stuff, and I get out there and I'm like, you know, we get out on the open ocean, and I'm like, definitely on the water.
Of
You know,
course.
like how could you not notice this? You know, and I'm laying in bed like the first night,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm gonna roll out of bed. I mean, I know I'm not,
We had
I
it
know.
really bad.
but it literally feels that way.
I
And-
think it makes a huge difference too with the size of boat.
well, and I asked everybody too. I'm like, where does this fall on your scale of like 1 to 10? Is this like a 5? Is this like a high? You know, 8, 9? Is this very mild at 2? Because dang, I don't know. I couldn't imagine it being much worse than this. You know, and it being doable or a
we
norm.
tried to save money one year and got like a in cabin room, like in the middle of the boat,
And
above the motor. And dude, when I tell you every stop and port that we hit, you know, the rotors and the whole room was just from like 4 a.m. to 7:30, and we're on this 7-stop cruise. And dude, I said never, ever, never again. But
Yeah.
the best cruise I've ever been on in my entire life was with my wife, and we picked. I paid her an extra $3,000, and we had one of 2 rooms on the entire boat. There's only 2 of
like
these
a captain
rooms.
room or something.
Only 2 of these rooms on the entire boat, and our balcony stretched around the back of the boat, up around the corner, and up the side of the boat.
yeah, I've seen
And it's
those.
just amazing.
Yeah, I've seen them.
I mean, and
nice. That's next
that,
level.
that balcony was our private balcony for 7 days, boys. You name it, we did it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Because then, Bo, you don't have to worry about the casino being full or dinner being too crowded or this or that.
Yeah.
You do anything you want and just go onto your balcony, watch the sunsets and the waters. And,
I mean, to me, there was just, I mean, it's like, you can only eat and drink so much. That's like, and that was like the only thing there was to do for me.
I get that.
And I'm like, now what am I going to do? There's nothing to do. Am I going to lay out in a chair in the sun? No. I'm not a tanner. I'm not a lay around. I've got too much I'm kind of a jittery. I'm kind of go. Yeah. And it just killed me, man. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that we're burning up this weekend at a baseball tournament. Right. Sitting in the scorching sun. There's some tents. We didn't bring ours, of course. But, and we got like an hour and a half before the next ball game starts. Right. And I'm like, Megan's like, come on over here and sit in the shade with me. I'm like, no, I'm going to go walk around.
I'm with you.
Right. I'm not.
I get it.
Yeah.
And once you go around so much, you've seen it all. Yeah. And there's just, and plus we went in December, so we got good, we're trying to save money again. So in other words, the more I talk about this, the more I'm like, it's probably not a good one to judge it off of.
No, I get it. That's fair though. It's good you think.
But I'd never heard any of of the reasons.
Well, we went in December. Yeah. Okay. Bahamas, everybody's like, well, let's get off, let's get off the boat and let's go. Let's go do. I can't remember the first place. Oh, we stopped at Carnival's Private Island, the new one, Celebration Key.
Oh, cool.
We went there. That was.
So you went recently?
Yeah, I went last year.
Yeah,
oh man.
Yeah, so I went and we get off at Celebration.
Oh, it was way crowded then.
We get off at Celebration Key. Well, no, back then they only allowed one boat there at a time. You couldn't even bring multiple. They didn't have all the docks built. And stuff.
Did you feel like your boat was super crowded? I don't know. That 3-day thing goes big time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
exactly
absolutely.
Right. Yeah. No, that's absolutely.
Yeah, it's December. It's probably the cheapest rates. Probably.
We already talked about all this stuff. You're not bringing it. It's old.
No.
news.
No. Well, that's why
we know all the negative sides to it and why we should have done something different. But we were trying to just get our toes wet with it and see what it was all about.
You caught all the trailer. You caught all the trailer people.
Maybe so, but. Anyway, would I go back out on one? I would. And what would I do now? I think it would be unfair. And who gives a crap about being fair when it comes to these big old cruise companies? But this is how I think. I think fair in my mind. But it would be unfair for me to get on the smallest boat that Carnival has. Yeah. And then get on the giant boat that Royal has and be like, oh, it's so much better than Carnival. Yeah. Because Brody's been on a ton of cruises. He loves cruises, right? He goes on long cruises, short cruises, mid cruises. He does everything. He loves them. And he told me that he prefers Carnival over Royal.
Oh, well, I've never been a Royal, but I love me some Carnival.
So it just, it's different strokes for different folks. My cousins, or my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they like Royal. They won't go on nothing but. But everybody says... Everybody says, pick one and stay on it because of your rewards. And I get that, but I'm going to have to try them out before I know.
Yeah, the lady that I bought that Jeep from, she works for Royal. 6 months out of the year, she's gone. She's out of the country. Wow. She's on a boat for 6.
Yeah, we did meet some cool people.
And she was on there for 6. She's gone right now. That's the whole reason I bought that Jeep from her.
Yeah.
And she told me, she said, if you like Carnival, you really need to try Royal. She said, unless you like to party, you like to do all that stuff, that she said, our cruises are a little more higher end. That's what she said. Yeah. Our boats are more higher end.
Just everything. As long as you go back, try it again at some point in this life.
Yeah.
Well, I want to. I think it's a perfect sales pitch, ideal for like families to do, because you're not going to go anywhere in vacation,
of course,
and have your food, everything for that amount of money. It's not going to happen. I tell you what, though, I was very disappointed in that boat with, you stay up late and go to the late comedy show or whatever, and then you come out of there and you're like, I want some, I want some ice cream, I want some food or whatever. They didn't have it open. And everybody's like, well, you do
We had
whatever all
24-hour
night.
pizza and ice cream. So
Yeah,
we-
pizza and
Yeah.
ice cream was
Well,
on our
it was
boat, yeah.
open like the first 2 nights real late.
Right.
I just don't think I was out there late enough because eventually I went back and like you couldn't get none of it. They took the freaking handles off the ice cream machine.
Oh, yeah,
They were
probably
gone.
cleaning it. Where's my ice cream?
Not like it's turned off. Like you couldn't
Yeah, you
use it if
couldn't
it was
use it
turned
if
on.
it was
You
on.
know, they took the handles off of it. So anyway, that's where I stand on cruises. I will do one again.
Good.
I will try Royal next. Probably bounce back to Carnival unless I just don't see a reason to change.
Right.
You know, I mean, who cares about being fair to freaking travel companies like that? So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. One thing that we forgot to do last time was with Steve.
About
Medical.
being sick.
Medical.
Yeah. Sick. You know a little bit more about this, and this is might be
new to me.
new to you, new to a lot of people who doesn't know this. I don't just openly share it, but when you have the visible issues I'm going through now, I actually walked to that mailbox down the road about 6 years ago, and when I got to the mailbox, I could not turn around and get back to the house. And there were some other things that had led up, but at the age of 35, I was diagnosed type 1 diabetic, and my pancreas had died. My feet had swollen up like watermelons. This is another thing I kind of left out with my sinuses and stuff, which is reflection to my insulin, but all fat, muscle mass, and everything shrunk down all the way down to my bones, and from the inside out of my head, like in my mouth and stuff, started dehydrating and cracking, and started cracking up on the outside of my jaws.
What?
You know, my body had jumped to a 986 sugar level.
Is that like dead?
I bet we could prick your finger right now, and I would put, unless you know that you have any issues or you've been experiencing anything lately, I would put a high amount of money on it that you are between an 80 or a 105 max. And if it said 105, I'd be like, oh, you might want to watch it. Like, you could eat 3 Snicker bars right now, and I bet your body would handle it and do what it does. My pancreas doesn't allow. Since it's being dead, your pancreas creates the insulin based on the sugar intakes or your sinuses, and opens and controls everything. You don't know that even to when you pee in the toilet, the minerals and stuff that you're pushing out. So for about 2 weeks, every hour on the minute, if I woke up at 11:03, Bo, I woke up at 12:03, 1:03, 2:03, 3:03, all through the night, and I peed. And I started peeing so long I started falling asleep with my hand on the wall while I was peeing.
Now, is this before you know anything's
This
going
is
on?
before I knew.
Okay.
This is like
Okay.
It's
This is before the
This
mailbox.
is before I knew.
Okay.
Actual diagnostics.
Okay.
But them 2 weeks, if you've ever heard of this, I had never heard of this. I literally peed everything, from my weight to my muscles to my minerals to everything that is important and valuable to you.
Yeah.
To the little things that keep you from blowing snot everywhere. All that stuff is controlled on time, works how it does. Not if you pee it all out. And then your body just doesn't know what to do and how to do. And
So you did this for 2 weeks.
yeah.
And after like
I
the
remember
first
keeping a
2
tray.
days, you wasn't like, something's weird.
Yeah, but I mean,
You don't think? I guess you
You're
wouldn't
right.
think that much about it.
If I peed every freaking hour
it
waking
was
up to
just
do
night
it,
time.
I would.
I
Well,
guess I
I
did
would.
kind of leave that out. No, I get it.
I
And
would every
should've.
night,
I just
probably.
ain't a run to the doctor.
I hear you. I'm not either.
You know, you
Yeah,
especially. if you
I'll be back
kinda
on
know.
track next week, and then next week comes, you still ain't back on track. I'll
I
give it
am
another week.
severely struggling even to just breathe. Not breathe like that. I can
Right.
breathe, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Just to control this side of my whatever you want to call
Sinuses,
it.
yeah.
Sinuses,
Yeah.
nasals, whatever. So I obviously go get the test done, and
Wait a minute. How did you get back from the mailbox? What'd you do?
well, Mom lived across the street at the time.
So you just what?
I mean, I obviously made it back to the house, but
Okay, well, sorry.
no,
you said you
no,
couldn't.
I get it. I get it.
I
I get it.
I thought maybe they picked
No,
you
it
up on a
was just
stretcher.
the
out there.
realization of, oh my goodness.
Okay, like
This
an
is-
energy level just gone. That's what you meant.
As if I'd either been beaten up so bad, or it finally hit me how you can't even fathom what it takes to put that foot. You know,
to
when
take
my-
a step.
when my father was passing last year, he looked up at me, and he he was having trouble holding his head straight. And if I didn't go through what I went through, this would have blown. I wouldn't have even have paid it any mind. But I'll never forget this. He got to the point where our visits and stuff, it was just like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm lifting up enough just so they can see me and y'all can see me. But he'd stay like this. And he finally mustered up enough and got his head up and said, "Son, it's crazy how your liver controls such a level of energy that you never even understood." Think about that. You don't think about your liver when you think about energy or this or that. I mean, I don't. I'm not a doctor. I'm sure doctors and physicians. Same thing with the sinuses and insulin. I don't know. Technically, I'm still learning a lot of it. I wish I could control it all better, but, nevertheless, and to be fair with you, Bo, I don't really remember how I got back from the mailbox. As an honest answer, obviously I did, but that was my moment. Kind of like where you said, where it's like, oh, I don't know,
something wrong.
And we go to the doctor, and my A1, when my results and stuff came back, it was an immediate call. My mother used to be a receptionist or a lobotomist through that office, and the doctor had called her and said, "Where's your son?" And she was like, "I'm sure he's at the house." She's like, "Honey, you got to go, and you got to go now. He's either going to hit diabetic coma or he's already in it, and he just has no idea." We're talking full-blown hallucinations, everything. My sugar was a 986, and my A1C had hit a 22. And when I went to my visit last week, my doctor, she went back through where I was when I came in and where it is, and she reminded me it was the highest she had ever seen.
God.
So, and she knows a lot about, or a little about a lot of stuff instead of everything about one thing. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
This isn't a beat the chest type moment or anything either. It's just my story. To where when I left the last show with you guys, I was like, how in the crap did we not even get into this? Because
this and Brazil.
Yeah, 10 minutes in Brazil, when in all actuality, there should have been a 10-minute period where it should have killed me, or the levels in my body at the time had just said, "Watch this, we're shutting you down." And I mean, technically it did. And it was just crazy. But I think...
So when your mom come to pick you up, were you at home? Like, were you still sick, or was that...
Yeah, but you think of this, you have this vision like, oh, he's hanging on by threads, and that's just it. You know something's wrong, but you're just like, why am I so tired, or this or that? Which, I mean, even some of the stuff you had been through, and, I never really had that moment where I was like, is this something? Until you find out, and then you go, well, look, just because we can control it doesn't mean it wasn't. It just wasn't terminal in that moment.
Right.
It kills people daily.
Oh, yeah.
Type 1 diabetes, kids are born with what I now have. So it's not, I guess it is more, I've learned this in the past 5 years. It's more common now, what's happening to me. But even then, when it did happen to me, it's just not, you don't name the last 35-year-old who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Type 2 is a whole nother world. That's not, I really don't mean that. So these guys know me enough to where that ain't a bragging thing.
No, yeah.
But then you can't, well, I'm type 2. I hope you're handling it and controlling it. But that is not the same ballgame. I'm 5 needles a day.
Yeah, insulin dependent.
I can't even take
There
a
you
shot.
go.
I'd be passing out. I couldn't
So
take a shot.
I'll tell you this.
I'd learn how to do it.
And you've got more to tell about this, right?
I mean, to a certain extent,
I don't know how much you want to tell. Well, I'll tell you this story. So, boom, Eric, his little nephew was born without any kidneys, and
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
yeah, so he wore a bag on him because he couldn't pee. I guess, or that's the way it was.
Sure.
Whatever. Anyway, he had a bag on him for a long time. This kid had made Matt look like he had never had a broken bone. I'd never seen him without a cast. He would literally break his, and it's because he had rickets.
God.
So he would literally jump off.
What is that exactly?
I don't know. But he would literally. Eric just told me this. But he would.
It's just brittle. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
you
makes
literally
everything-
bump into that counter.
Oh,
right there,
yeah,
he's broke.
Yeah, he'd jump
You're
off the
right,
couch, break his leg. He'd jump, hit his arm right here, break his arm. It would just happen all the time, and he constantly stayed in a cast. Well, all of a sudden, one day, Vanderbilt called. We've got a kidney for him.
Oh.
He's on a transplant list, right? Like, okay, we got a kidney for him. So they load him up, take him up there. They put a kidney in, body rejects it. Then they have to acclimate the body with it. Finally, kidney accepts the kidney. Okay,
That would be terrible.
it accepts it. Rickets gone immediately when he has a functioning kidney.
Oh, right. No.
So
yeah.
talking about things making things work,
Mhm.
didn't have to do anything. For
I didn't
that.
know all of that. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, and he spent a lot of time doing that. And here recently, I think it was maybe a year ago or so. Eric's stepdad was telling me, but they had to haul him back in there because his body rejected it again, like just randomly. Like, so they hauled him back in there and did all kinds of other stuff to him and all that. But I mean, I think he's good now. But yeah, but that goes with one
just
thing being off
crazy.
can mess you up.
I don't know who watches in details. You all have seen this, but I cannot get my nose to stop running, and I know that's a tie-in to what I've learned versus what opens up and a kidney instantly fixing something like I don't know. I'm trying to learn all this stuff too. When I'm my blood sugar is real high and stuff, my body's more dry, and I can accept, and I feel perfectly fine at a 300. Well, you put me at a 68, and I'm over here like.
It's all calm.
You know what I mean? But
So-
anyways,
So questions for that then. Okay.
Okay,
You said feet swell up like watermelons.
it
What
was
you said.
crazy, like big talons. It was wild.
So how old were you when this took place?
34 and a half, 35.
So about 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
About 5 years ago. What did they start? So you go to the hospital, I'm assuming because of your
Well,
sugar.
my main doctor office, not the hospital.
Just the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did they do for you?
Ran labs instantly,
Okay.
which is an all-around organ check. You know a little bit about this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If it-
Yeah.
Major blood work,
Yeah,
but
blood
now we're
work.
going to dive into organs and this and that. Extended test here, and here. Well, what is it? 4 or 5 main organs or whatever. They come back fine, but your pancreas, and then there. So she knew my pancreas was dead, producing no insulin, no sugar intake, nothing
Now,
like
is it
that.
still in your body, or they have to remove it because of
No,
that?
we didn't remove it.
Okay, so it's just chilling.
And we asked about that, and it's been a while. I hadn't brought that up in a while, but it is just chilling.
Yeah.
And
So do they like automatically start giving you some insulin when they realize
Yes.
that? Okay.
yeah,
All
and
right.
I'll never forget my first round of insulin. I promise upon promise, I've never done no insane, crazy, hard drugs. But I'm telling you, that first dose of insulin's got to be what heroin feels like. But she warned me. Now, when she sent me home, she's like, honey, I don't know what. I was like, man, we ain't got to worry about none of that. She's like, you're going to take that first dose because your body is dying.
Yeah,
and dried
you're
out.
literally.
What'd you
literally
just say
doing
about that
something.
kidney and how it instantly healed that rictus?
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, if insulin does this, let's ride, baby. Let's live life. And she's like, don't get too excited. Your body will start to regulate, which is pretty much the game I play every day. Snotty nose or not, that doesn't matter. You try. I'm on a daily mission to regulate my body. Could I be better in 100 different areas? Of course. Better diet. I do pretty good about my
Exercise,
water. Of course,
everything.
across the board, all these things you could do, but it's just a wild awakening at 35 minutes.
I couldn't imagine waking up. I mean, if it happens to me, it happens to me. But I don't know what it would feel like. A train wreck, I'm sure.
It was
Like,
just.
I mean, you're 35. Like you kind of feel like you're in your, not in your prime, but you feel
You
pretty
are
good.
in your prime.
you are.
You feel
You
pretty
are.
good.
You are.
Yeah.
You feel pretty good, and then you get wiped with type 1 diabetic.
Well, I went to this is beyond a true story. So, I'm pretty sure I've probably had panic attacks before. Me and my family didn't know enough about it to label it that. Be like, it's okay, just handle your anxiety or deal with it. When I went to the grocery store the first time after being diagnosed, that was a full-blown panic attack.
I remember you telling me this.
Wild anxiety. I stood. Oh, I can almost take you to the exact spot in the local grocery store. I stood there. My eyes started watering. I couldn't move, and I just cried and cried and cried. because everything I thought I could pick up and grab or I needed to start eating now, I couldn't because of the carbs, the labels on the back.
Yeah.
And you find out so very quick that nothing in that store is good for you.
Right. You walked around and you read things and you were just putting them back because you knew you couldn't
Nothing
get it.
in that store is good for you.
That sounds like I would
And
just be
the king of
devastated.
cereal. The cereal aisle is my favorite, and that's the first thing she said: stay off the cereal aisle. You have no business ever going back down that. And it's just crazy. I had no cereal last night. Maybe that's why. There we go.
You already
At cereal.
Yeah, it might be.
We're joking about that, but
might be.
when I say I'm still learning and stuff, that really could be the reflection of the type of day I'm having versus just even down to what it feels like in here versus going out into the humid air and just. I know that sounds crazy, man, but you've got to watch your insulin intake, which I'm insulin dependent. So what I eat, I inject. If I'm not eating when I wake up, I inject.
My cousin, he was born with being a
sorry
type
for all
1,
the sniffles and snot, guys.
the type 1, and he's got the pump on.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and I was like, gosh, that would be terrible.
But you get used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be rough living like that. I mean, that thing, we're sitting there, and now
And it makes noise. It goes beep, 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 or something.
Yeah. And then he'll look down at it. He's like, Golly bum, they're a 505. I'm like, quit put the dang cake down, man. And
Oh, no.
You know, it just, and it now,
That's a good point, man.
you know, it's one of those things that's like,
I
you got the pump. You're going to wear that thing out if you don't do a little bit better diet. You know what I mean?
promise myself that. And she was like, listen, this is only going to do what it's going to do. But if you're just going to sit back and make the insulin do all the work, there's going to be no ground covered.
Yeah.
And you know what size I used to be and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've put fairly decent effort into this. And I'm promised to at least stay true to myself where I'm just not going to be out here eating whatever I want when I want. Do I? Dude, let me tell you something. If you ain't never had a wake-up day and you just don't care, I absolutely have those days. To heck with it. I'm having pizza today, too. I'm having pizza. So, then I just control and handle it the best I can, but then you get body reactions like this, maybe. Obviously, I don't know.
Well. All right. Well, what else did we forget?
That might be it.
I remember.
What did you say? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember when he started losing. It was about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
He started, like, we was riding and stuff, and we had a bunch of, a whole crew with us. And he started dropping this body weight. And, man, the rumors started trickling around.
Those rumors have been around my whole life. That doesn't.
No, but I thought.
I'm sorry,
does-
for God's sake.
Yeah.
What, meth?
Dude, there's no telling. There's no telling.
He's on some hardcore stuff.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's
People
pretty.
are going to say, especially ones who don't understand or don't like you. I mean, come on. Everybody likes both.
Let's assume the worst.
Yeah. He's on
It
drugs.
is what it
Ain't
is.
nobody accusing me of being on anything.
No, I'm just saying, if you had haters, Bo.
they ain't going to accuse me of that. At least, I mean, maybe if I start dropping weight, but give them a reason to. But not the condition I'm in. And this is a condition. What was you going to ask us? You said you had something for us.
I don't even know at this point. I'm having such a bad night now. It doesn't. I was just more curious on your interest levels in all this and how you seem to really be into it and with it versus maybe not even asking you, just sharing with you. See it through. I think you're still having fun with all of this.
You mean with the show?
Yes.
Oh.
I want you to go as hard as you are going now when you start not liking it. Then decide if it comes to something like that.
Yeah.
If it's still all smiles and you're having a blast with it and you brought me back for the second time, I doubt old Snotty Boy will ever get to come back again, but I better enjoy this one. I'm simply saying this.
We'll make sure you're regulated on the diet next time.
No cereal the night before.
Yeah, no cereal.
I want you when it becomes a hassle.
Yeah.
I think it will. It just does. Most things do.
I would say it's kind of already.
Well,
it has been that already for me.
Kinda, so
I mean,
yeah.
just because you got to make the time to do it. I've got other stuff I really need to do, but I got to go over it. We can't do it another night. This is it. You know.
No, I'm the same.
We've
way.
had some of that stuff go on.
Well, let's do this. Here's a question: are you still having fun with it?
Yes.
And do you feel like the giddy and excitement with it and stuff?
For sure, depends on. That depends.
Does new location help?
No, I don't change anything.
I like
for
the
me.
new
I like that
location.
part of it for
I
you.
like the new location.
That's awesome.
So, and-
Studio's fire.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that doesn't do anything for me. It is what it is.
Right.
But what I like is different people. I like guests. I like hearing other people's stories and asking questions
Well,
and learning about people. And
Even with serious, all right, boom, jokes gone. Even with how I'm feeling and being here and this and that, it opens up the they're going to say and think what they want to anyways. You're never going to change whatever somebody's going to say, even about this episode. But to sit here and do it, and you feel excited and have fun with it, and my man Ice over here, you guys to have me back for the second time, it's still fun and exciting to you. I want you to promise to try to yourself, even when it starts to become maybe too much or old, or you feel burnout, or you're not as excited. Pick a window in a period of time to where you don't just instantly give in to that, and you go even harder and see if you can come out the other side.
so I'll
You're
say
good
this.
at this.
So I'll say this to you. Okay, this is a man who's been doing this for 10 years, right?
Okay.
10 years working on it.
Sure.
And this may seem like you may hear what I'm about to say, and you go, "It's not enough time. It sucks. Terrible plan. Whatever." But I'll tell you this: when we started this, I told Matt, and Matt agreed with me. And maybe he didn't really agree with me, but he agreed with me.
I get it.
I told him, I said, he's like, "Well, let's do it. Let's actually do it." And I'm like, "Are
Right.
you sure you really want to?"
Right.
He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." We give it 365 days.
Of course.
Like,
a
I
full
don't care.
calendar
I
year.
don't care if we.
I'm on year 5.
I don't care
I mean,
if we
more, but yeah.
if we don't like it, if it's getting hard, if it's doing whatever. We can't be like, "Oh, this ain't working. Nobody's watching. We got to quit." I told him a year, and he agreed. And we're going to try to go
hard.
January
Absolutely.
1, January 1 as much as we can, and try to keep it on track and keep going. And then after that point, we're going to step back, look at it, and go
Figure out.
still go or not go or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, but even all right, I mean,
So that was our plan before we started.
yeah.
So
I'm just personally speaking to you. You see this thing through, dude. You see it through as far as you want to, and even when you feel like you can't see it no more, give it just a little bit more, and just see what happens, grows, whatever.
Yeah.
And episodes like this, even with all going on with me, I think just adds to, I've always said this, man, run it down their neck till they have no choice but to start liking it and watching it. Smoke and mirrors, man. And I'm telling the world that. You just keep giving them an episode every week.
Yeah.
No matter what. Keep bringing people on. Snot and all. Who cares? Bring them in.
Yeah.
Bathe in that stuff. And you just keep releasing episodes.
We'll have snotty
I think you're
noses
killing it.
next week.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Well, I'll be sick.
I had 4 bowls of cereal.
next time you're on here, we'll just eat cereal.
Yes. That's a low blow right there, folks.
I mean-
Man, thank y'all so much. I mean it.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Happy to have you back
Absolutely.
on. Hope everybody's listening, watching it, has liked it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going, guys.
Yeah.
Tune in next week to see what we have in store. Thank y'all for watching.
See y'all next time.
Burners up.